Well, hello. Hello, everybody. I'm just waiting for one person to jump in, then I know we're actually live. I know that it takes a couple of seconds here, but um, waiting for that one person. Come on, come on, come on. Somebody. There'll be one person that wants to watch. All right, there we are. I see it. I see some. Um, it is what, Saturday, right? Saturday night, and I'm going to call it the Miracle Saturday Night. Look at this guy right here. I mean, you have no idea. It's 7:38 here. He's sitting here. We were watching the the Three Stooges because I figured he'd remember the Three Stooges. But this is the thing. We brought him home tonight, and you know, in the hospital, he didn't stay awake for more than 15 minutes without, kind of dozing in and out. And, there were some moments, but not a lot. I can tell you that from the moment I must have been about 4 o'clock. So at 7:30, that is 3.5 hours ago. Since the moment he got in my car, we loaded him into my car, his eyes have not shut. He is a completely different person sitting here. He was able to, in the hospital, we had to crush up his pills to give him his pills because he cognitively couldn't, he was at hospital delirium and he couldn't, he couldn't figure out how to take them. They had to crush them up and put them in applesauce. Then tonight, he took his pills the way he normally does, put it in his mouth, drank it, ate it, brushed his teeth tonight, used mouthwash. These are things that he couldn't even comprehend doing in the hospital just, the last 5 days. Even from yesterday, I'm sitting here more than amazed at this guy. I'm flipping out. I mean, they honestly, I think, he was really, it was in poor shape the day after, and he didn't respond well to pain meds because he doesn't drink beer. He's low tolerance. He doesn't have a lot of tolerance for that kind of stuff. But the first time he had PT, they were kind of skeptical. And today was the very next time he had PT for whatever reason. He's picking up a little bit. We got him in the car. He's getting up. He's improving every day. It is blowing me away. I mean, I don't know how much came across in my videos and even lives how internally worried I was and still am. I mean, I'm not getting ahead of myself here, right? We're making progress, but we are, we have a big, long up road hill ahead of us. We have to beat the odds with this case. And, but just seeing him for the last number of hours, he's just crossing his legs, hanging out. His left hip was replaced. He's nothing bothering him at all. He's just sitting here hanging out with me. Of course, now he's in my room instead of out there.
Now I can pop drop.
Everyone's so tired. I mean, this is my family right now. They're exhausted. Even the dog's exhausted. Baxter's over
The
there.
best thing ever is now I can do a pop drop.
I don't know what that is, but
And I leave them and drop them off and leave them like you do out there.
so this is it's a miracle. In my opinion, it's a mini miracle. And, I'm really grateful to, by the way, the guys who came out and picked him up Monday morning, and got him off the floor and into the ambulance and to the hospital. Those guys came when he came home, when I brought him home and I pulled up my ambulance in my ambulance in my Subaru, and he's in the passenger seat. The frickin' fire truck shows up, engine 73 from the Cosumnes Fire Department. The Cosumnes Fire Department, Bond and Bradshaw, they're on Excelsior, they're a large department. The same guys that picked him up at 5 in the morning helped get him out at 5 at night, 5 days later. They were here to move. They wanted to move him from the car back in. We got him back in. We were going to take him to bed, and he's like, I'm not ready for bed. And that's 3 hours ago. And there he is right now, still sitting here watching TV. I am I'm overly elated. Now, again, I'm not, you know, I don't have the wool pulled over my eyes. I know that we have a long, difficult thing and there's nothing written in stone, but we're sitting here and if you told me last night that I'd be sitting here tonight doing a live with my dad sitting next to me, I'd tell you you're crazy. In fact, if you go back and listen to yesterday's live, you want to move that up for him, Andrew, so he can put his feet on there? You heard me say I'll be doing a live when he's home. He'll be in there. I said that on the live because I had no freaking clue. And I was thinking he'd come home and he'd go from the hospital bed to his home hospital bed, and then do rehab and all that stuff. But no, that's not my dad. That's not his style. He is, and here's Andrew, being
He doesn't want to put his feet up.
the stud
Here, I got your
that
own.
he is,
Put your feet
and the
up.
incredible help that he
Get
is.
your own.
No, that's not my dad. My dad's sitting here. It's 7:42, and he's not ready to go to bed. We're watching the Stooges right there, and he's watching, and it's a good feeling. Thank you for all of your prayers the entire time. Somebody was listening. It seems like because we're sitting here right now, and I'm really elated. I'm exhausted. I had my beer. I haven't eaten yet. And thank you, Lisa, if you're listening. When I got home with my dad at 5 o'clock, and I was there at 6 in the morning, there was Chipotle here, an order of Chipotle and crumble cookies that Lisa, friend of ours from Texas, had sent. And I can't tell you how wonderful that was. So, you guys have been amazing. So I just wanted to come on and give you guys an update and do it here where it's a video and everybody can see where we are on Saturday night. And I'd love to be able to answer questions. Again, I will have time tonight because it's early and I don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's Sunday tomorrow. We have a nurse coming at 10 o'clock tonight, and that nurse will be here from 10 to 6 in the morning. So I don't even have to worry. I mean, for the first time in a week, I don't have to think about it. It's in someone at professional's hands right here in my house. And if something goes wrong, I'm right here. If they need me, if he's confused, whatever, we are set. Thank you so much. We are absolutely elated. And let me see if I can answer some questions before I get up. I'm glad. Thank you for all the well wishes and thoughts.
You have a catheter.
I'll answer a couple of questions that I know have been popping up on the, some people say, why don't you send them to a rehab center? My so-and-so did, and it's great. And ideally, you want to be in a rehab center. You don't want to be home if you can. You want to work as fast as you can through the rehab. But people understand in some, my dad's case, we were doing shifts at the hospital because if he wakes up in the middle of the night and there's strangers around, it's not a good thing for him. And the bigger concern is that he's, right now he's thinking about getting out of this chair. I knew that as he gets better, he's not someone who wants to be trapped in a bed. So he's going to try and get out. And they don't have, the nursing staff that you have at a hospital to make sure that stuff doesn't happen. So a outside rehab was, while ideal and wonderful, not an option for us. And that's why, for safety. That's exactly why. The Ed is right here, guys. So if people do filter in and out of here about every 6 minutes, average stay. So he's sitting here watching the Stooges. Danielle's too tired to go on. She's exhausted. The dog's happy to have her back. That's my dog over there sitting on the floor because, of course, Danielle's dog is the bed. He's also bigger and shepherd. And, oh, boy. Yeah, I see people talking about rehabs. They're great. Again, it's ideal to go to a rehab center, but not when you have advanced dementia and you wake up and don't know where you are and get super scared and terrified. And, we don't want to, the mental cognitive decline, we wanted to limit as much as we can. And that's the other thing is he's almost the same cognitively as last month. I don't see a whole lot of difference. I'm sure he'll sundown at some point soon and we'll see it. But right now, very similar to the way he was before. And that's, again, another minor miracle in my opinion. Yeah, the PT's coming here, so we're gonna have skilled nursing right here in the house at night while Danielle and I sleep from 10 to 6 in the morning, taking care of him at least for the next 2 weeks until we figure out, where he is, where his new baseline is going to be, and that kind of thing, and figure out how exactly we're going to have to protect against another fall, because that is obviously the biggest problem. We have a new hospital bed set up in his room. We have this hoist if we need it.
You can show them.
I can show you. We have a commode. We have all sorts of new equipment. Obviously, the chair that he's in right now. But this is stuff we set up today. Just give you a quick look. So that's the new hospital bed. That's the commode thing if we need it, or the hoist, and that's this right here if we have to move them just from the bed to the toilet. We don't have to go far in the early process. So that's what we've got set up for him. It'll become more difficult as he improves, because as his ability to, to move around increases, the chance of his ability to hurt himself also increases. So his strength is weak, very weak, and that's what the rehab's going to be about. He can stand. I mean, we got him to the car, we got him up. He gets someone on both sides helping him, and he can stand, he can turn, he can take a couple steps and get in the car. The beautiful thing is we don't have to worry about the hip. That's set. There's no restriction. So there's no broken bones in there healing. None of that. Everything broken is out, and everything in there is good. The hardware, his leg is in perfect condition. It's just the muscles around the legs that are weak because he's been immobilized for 5 days. So we need to bring his strength back and his endurance back. And that's, more difficult when you have...
3.5 hours.
He's still awake. I mean, in the hospital, literally, we have a decent conversation with everything's fine, and then he'd just be all... and he'd doze off, and you'd have to stop your conversation. And, I caught it in some of the videos. I don't know if I posted any or discarded those, but in the end, I'll make sure that you guys get an idea. In that last video I do in a week or two, whenever I do it, you'll have a sense of what he was like in the hospital, a little more than the videos you've seen. But we are looking at an enormous change. So, that's the beauty of being at home, and being comfortable. I mean, he's just sitting here.
He smiled from the moment he drove up to like for 2 hours.
He did.
I have great videos I'll be posting.
When we got him in the house, right, he's saying, "Where is this? I've never been here. Who lives here? Whose house is this?" But while he couldn't remember the house, he was smiling and he was comfortable. That hurt, Pop? Did that hurt? That's Dad, don't touch that thing. He's been smiling and happy. So even if you don't remember where you live, inside, when you're in a safe, comfortable environment, because his entire demeanor shifted. And you can't say it's just the people, because we were around him the whole time, trying to keep him sane. But once he got home, even though he doesn't remember it, he's comfortable. Look at this guy right now.
What was one of the first things? Look at those trees.
Yeah, and some of the first things as the firemen were helping him out of the car, first question, "Where's my wallet?" Yeah. She always says, "Getting out of the car." So that's his baseline, and
they all leaned in and said, "It's in the house."
Yeah, they all knew what to say because they've seen the videos. He looks at the trees. "Oh, those are giant trees." Every day he said that to me. So let's talk with Ed. No, we're not going to talk with Ed tonight. We're not going to do that. He gets, he feels the pressure too. So I'm not putting any more stress on my dad right now. You can see him, but I'm not going to make him perform because, even though he loves to do it, and, oftentimes it will pick him up. Not tonight. We're going to give the man a break. He's got a catheter in right now. And, sometimes when you have swelling in there and you already have an enlarged prostate, it's difficult. So we took it out, but he just wasn't ready to do it. And we have so the cath's in, we have an appointment with urology. If they need to do a little procedure, there's something they can do. It's outpatient, requires very little pain, just a little sedation maybe to calm him down. And you go up and you zap a little space, and you create a little space with a laser without cutting, as you go right through the same catheter opening. know what I'm talking about. And I don't want to think about it, but in fact, I was sitting there with the male nurse, and then when it was going in today, and I'm all, Dad, don't worry, man, I wouldn't want that either. And the nurse who was putting it in is, oh, that makes three of us, the three males in the room. So we're like, Dad, I get it, because he was saying, that's cold, it's almost done, Dad. I don't like that. No, I don't suspect you do. I can't even imagine it, but it's in and it's functioning. And what's up, Pop? The only real big issue with it is it just makes infection. You're tired? Are you ready? All right, guys. I'm going to jump off so I can attend to him and help transfer him into the bed. His nurse is coming in about 3 hours. So we got to stay up for 3 hours and monitor him, make sure he doesn't get out of
Find a
bed.
place to sleep.
Dad, your bed's right in there. You're home, Pop.
What?
Your bed's right in that room, right over there. You're home.
I'll go look.
All right, I'm gonna come over and get him. He's starting. Look at this guy. He's ready to get up himself, and he would.
Ed, you can't get up yet.
He
Put your foot up.
is
Put your foot up.
back. And as my mom said, she told me, she's all, beware. As he gets better, he's gonna get more difficult.
Yes, we know
She knows it. I'm a mom, I know, and here it comes. But it's coming.
Here.
I'm not
No,
dreading
put your
it.
foot
I'm
up. Put your foot
overjoyed
up.
that I'm going to be burdened. So thanks, guys. I'm going to go help him get in. It's our first time. Everything's cool. I'll try and do another one tomorrow. Let you know if there's any major updates. And thanks for all the support through all of this. My God, we're getting off with a lot of people. Thank you for caring and coming to see and check up on them. It means a lot to us. You guys are amazing.